They're buddies. See them back there? They're buddies. Okay, so Neil Young, what a great song. Look at that pretty sun. That's Heart of Gold by Neil Young. Okay, so Knight of Pentacles on her motorcycle is the main energy. So we need some action. This is all about action, but we're not settling for less than. And that was, there's another dove up there. That not settling, the Hierophant was the last card. So you've got the Knight of Pattern, which is the Knight of Pentacles on her motorcycle. And then you've got the Hierophant at the end, meaning not to settle. So keep searching, put it into action, but don't settle for less than the Hierophant. Okay, now I've got the cards here. It's so beautiful out. We're going to go ahead and grab the cards. Okay, let's go ahead and take you out of the bird cage. Let's see. Remember, we do these live, so you just got to give me a second. Okay, so the Knight of Pattern, we'll leave the sunshine in. We keep searching. What are we searching for? That heart of gold, that equal give and take, that Hierophant energy. We're making God and goddesses from the ancient times. My yogurt yesterday even said Greek gods. Talk to your spirit guides and your ancestors about this. And with this card, what I'm getting off of this card is don't talk to everybody else, because everybody's not your friend, but talk to your spirit guides, your ancestors, and the saints. Okay? And then when he's saying, I'm searching for a heart of gold, this card came up on the shorts, and it's equal give and take, it's justice, and the cups are gold. Now, I thought that was cool, but I was drawn to the sword. That always reminds me of St. Michael's Sword of Truth. Equal give and take reminds me of the balances. They're gold. And it reminds me of the Two of Swords. And what that reminds me of is, let's say you settled for less. Okay? Well, I can just overlook that he spends too much money. Or I can overlook that he's too flirtatious, right? Well, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. I'm just going to cut to the chase on all this talk, okay? You need someone that's equal give and take. If you find somebody that's equal give and take, they're not going to be anybody that you need to change. So if you're already thinking that you have to change the situation or the person, then it's probably not the right one. Okay? So justice should be equal give and take. Now, I know I'm kind of talking a little bit perfection here, but this is my last chapter and I want perfection. I'm sick of all the bullshit. I'm sick of always being the one that has to change and do things for other people, etc. You know that kind of energy. You'd just rather be alone than having to always have to change for everybody else. Okay, so it's kind of like he's holding the gold ball too. This is the Page of Pattern. Okay, Page of Pentacles. And then we had the Knight of Pentacles. So act like a child, be spontaneous, have fun, but still be in the Knight of Pattern mode. Okay? Children don't usually get on big motorcycles, but when you're on that big motorcycle, you're having fun like a child. So that's the best way to tell you about that. Loud truck, huh? Okay, then when he was talking about getting old, we had the Nine of Feathers card, and this is Peter denies Jesus. So don't let your past prevent you from still searching. Don't let your I'm old, okay? I do not look or feel 60. And if I had a 30-year-old person that I was with, it wouldn't make a difference to me. Age don't matter, okay? Age don't matter. So don't think of yourself as old. You can think of yourself as getting old and wanting a partner, but don't think yourself as old, and don't think yourself as my past really sucks. Man, I denied Jesus. Oh man. And look at him. Okay? So get into that healing mode, because you're not going to attract your ancient one if you're not ready. And I've told you that several times. The Wheel of Fortune is in play. The Wheel of Fortune. And it's a victory. It's a Seven of Wands. Victory after a long battle, though, right? And then if you haven't left your unhealthy situation, St. Michael is saying that it's time to leave, because if you don't leave, two things can happen. One, he'll make you leave somehow. Or two, you're going to just be stuck in misery. Okay? I was listening to Nazareth, Miss Misery, yesterday. I love that song. Okay, so it's time to leave an unhealthy situation. Now, the card originally came out in reverse, so it's just telling me that most of you have already done this. But for those of you that haven't, your warning time is up, I'm hearing. So either he's going to make you leave, or you're stuck in it and you're going to be Miss Misery. Mr. Misery. Archangel Michael, what parts of my life do I need to focus on more closely right now? Thank you for helping me hear your answers and for giving me the courage to make healthy changes in my life. So again, it doesn't have to be a person. It can be a job. It can be a family member. It can even be a pet that you can't take care of and you need to get somebody that can. Okay, why he said that? Somebody must be not taking care of their pets. Mine are going quite well. Okay, manifestation and the Hierophant, the last two cards. Very, very, very important. The title says, keep searching, but don't settle for less than. Again, if I would have settled for people that came to me in the last 5 years, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I wouldn't get my Hierophant because I'd still be watching football and eating meat, right? Where I'm way past that now. I'm at a level now that the person has to be my Hierophant. He has to be equal give and take. Now, does that mean that your Hierophant has to be everything like you? He has to wash the dishes like you. He has to eat like you. No, okay? But it can't conflict, okay? So listen to that again. No, he doesn't. She doesn't have to be exactly like you, but it can't conflict. You can't lower your level for them. You cannot lower your level for them. I feel like I have to repeat myself because a lot of you, I feel, aren't listening for some reason. Maybe you're playing with that pet. I don't know. Okay, so I did want to wrap up that short. I think you got between the title, between the beautiful sun shining in, between the cards, my voice, I think you got the shorts pretty good there. All right, now we're going to go ahead and shuffle the Divine Guidance deck. Now, when I first got a reading from Angel, she had mentioned my violet flame, and now today I got another reading, not a reading, but I listened to another gal's channel, and she mentioned the violet flame. I'm not going to mention her name, but I'm going to take a couple of these out that want to come out. But the violet flame is your ancient one, and mine's on the way. Okay, so we're going to take these cards here, and we're going to take the top and the bottom card. So what do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a top and a bottom. So we have Privilege Lady and Survival Mode were the top and the bottom cards. Okay, and Privilege Lady is what you're going for. Privileged Lady or Privileged Man, so that's the same as the Hierophant card is what I'm getting off of this. So that's just leaving off right where we left off. And this is leading off also because it's saying survival mode. And what did I say? I said, don't lower your vibe. Don't go into a survival mode. Don't settle for less. So the Privileged Lady, the Hierophant card energy, and survival mode. Don't lower into a survival mode attitude. Both of them back up what I just got done saying. Okay, then we've got Stay Grounded. That was the first card that wanted to come out. And it says, deeply rooted beliefs, stubborn, driven to succeed, and focused determination. That is what this grounded card means. But what I'm getting from it is exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm in the sunshine. I'm always barefoot, right? I'm talking to the animals. We had 2, I call them buddies. They're doves with Holy here. Okay, the cats, the stray cats running around. All right. I'm on the outside looking in. Okay, and this card, those clouds are exactly what's in the background right now. So instead of looking at a card, I'm living it. I'm living the card. I'm on the outside looking in. Okay, the Empress, along with the Privileged Lady, so I want to be in that Empress mode, and I'm drawn to all the golden. Searching for a heart of gold is the Empress. I just heard the cat in the background for confirmation. Ancestral protection, know you're protected. All these animals are protection. Surrender and flow. Just go with 1 minute at a time. A lot of you are not doing the staying in the moment. You're already on what you're going to do later. You're already on tomorrow, next week. You are chosen. You are royal. Okay? So don't lose track of the mission. Okay? The mission is all coming to an end. All right. So that was great. That was a great reading. We're going to do a few more cards with Miss Mystic just because it's so beautiful out here. "25-year-old Holy." Hi, honey. I love you. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and get some Miss Mystic cards here. Astro last night, they've been just knocking me out and having me really work with my team to get this going and done and bring in them violet flames and bring in them empresses and emperors and god and goddesses together. So that's why it's really important that you listen to Neil Young's the way the music is, the way the guitars are, the words, because that's exactly the energy right now. I also got a vision of me and my partner. My partner loves my music, all of it. There's not a song he doesn't love that I put on. And we're doing, I told you, turning that into spaceship movie in Astro music. We're turning the music into spaceship music. And he teaches a lot of music in the classes. And we're going to be doing a lot of that in our physical avatars. And I love that because, again, you shouldn't have to settle for less. So I should be able to still do my cards and my music with my partner that comes in physical. He should love my music. He should love the things I do, and it should just all click. And that's why I said, if somebody doesn't even know my channel, doesn't even know me, doesn't even like my music, why would I want to date somebody like that, right? I mean, dating ain't even in the question. It's like your twin flame and you are just, they're just a connection. So if you're still thinking, oh, I'm going to date a few people, I'm going to date, I'm way beyond dating. But again, maybe you're not. But, this is it. This is the ancient ones coming in. I can't stress that enough. This is a very deep channel, and this is a very deep, deep twin flame soul level, soul mission, soul everything. Four of Wands, bottom of the deck. Celebration, prosperity, milestone, important event, everything I just said, gathering of the souls, and marriage. Everything I just said while I was shuffling is right there. Okay, and the top of the deck, King of Pentacles. Yep. Stable, focused on wealth. He's very patient. He's determined. Everything I just said about the music, that's how we're going to do our projects. It's going to be about animals and music. Confident. He's warm. He's a leader. He's goal orientated, and he is successful. King of Pentacles. So there you go. The Four of Wands and the King of Pentacles to wrap it up. We had a couple Hierophants. You see that? The Wheel of Fortune keeps jumping out at me. It's right underneath the balanced scales of justice. So, okay, you guys, I am Miss Mystic. Thank you for listening.